Good morning. Let's take a moment to join together. Just notice the breath, wherever it is, and allow yourself to settle. Allow your weight to settle on the chair or whatever you're sitting on, and allow your energy to begin to settle. And imagine, if you will, an energetic connection between yourself and the earth. And as we just relax and let go, in the way of mastery, Yeshua teaches a power statement. As the Christ, in perfect safety, I release all tension. And just let everything that is tense within you dissolve down into the earth. As the Christ, in perfect safety, I dissolve my mind into the perfect peace of God. And again, just let that which is tense dissolve down and let Mother Earth accept it. Let her receive it. Let her take it. We don't have to carry stress. We don't have to carry tension. We don't have to carry the past. We don't have to carry the future. As the Christ, in perfect safety, I release all tension. Tension is gone. Stress is gone. Concern is gone. Guilt is gone. Fear is gone. Worry is gone. Our beloved Mother absorbs all of that for us. And now extend your attention out into the cosmos and just allow the light of all that is, the love of all that is, the wisdom of all that is, to come in and fill up all of the emptiness that we've created by letting go of all the stuff we've been carrying around. And know that you are that light. You are that love. You are that wisdom brought forth upon this planet as a gift to all those within your web of relationship. We give thanks that this is so, and so it is. Wintertime, Christmas time. I suppose that out in the world there's a great deal of flurry going on right now. I suppose that if I were to build up my courage, build up my energy field, and take myself to Walmart, it would be quite the experience. But it is a gift that once a year the world is reminded that, guess what? There is a Christ. And if that language is not comfortable for you, there is a Buddha. There is a Brahman. There is pure, positive source energy. There is something greater going on than that which the personality can understand. And once a year, we get to be reminded of that. And so we'll spend a little bit of time together this morning reminding ourselves of what that could possibly mean. To get us started, I have a confession to make. I am a spiritual teaching junkie. And one thing that I have found to be consistently true in what I consider to be authentic spiritual teaching is that consistently it drives you back into yourself. A true spiritual teacher, my humble opinion, a true spiritual teacher is one whose mission is to make the students autonomous, to help the students develop to a point to where they don't need the teacher anymore. And they all direct us back into ourselves. So let's take a minute and go back into ourselves. Close the eyes, breathe gently, and let your awareness drop into the heart. The heart. Not the physical pumping thing, but the spiritual heart is the place where the divine dwells within us. And so as we drop there, this is the place of stillness. That's another thing that is consistent in all genuine spiritual teaching. It says, go into the stillness, be still and know. It is in the stillness that we hear that voice, not the voice of ego that drives us, that creates urgency, that says, oh, you've got to do this right now. You can't be here in the stillness. You have to empty the trash. We disassociate ourselves from that ego voice, and very gently we say, here I am. Here I am. Let's come back up to the surface now and reopen our eyes. For me, what I experience is that ego part. That ego part is hanging out and listening too. And it tends to say, well, yeah, let's get with it. What's going on here? It just does not like the stillness. But that stillness, as close as we can get to it, I think that is symbolized in the Christmas story with the idea of the manger. I'm going to assume that we're all familiar with the Christmas story. If not, just roll with it. Now, I don't have any kind of an idea what kind of a town Bethlehem was, but I don't think it was much. It was no thriving metropolis. There was maybe a couple of hundred people that lived there. It wasn't a place where you had Ritz-Carltons and Hiltons and Super 8s to choose from. You kind of went to town, and maybe there was an inn that had rooms to let, but it wouldn't have been many. And so you came to town and you kind of hoped that maybe one of your relatives had a place where you could stay. But we're told that Joseph and Mary didn't find any place to stay, and so they were given housing or were given accommodation in a stable, which I understand from other sources was not that unusual of a situation for travelers in that time. But as I grew up with that story, and I heard it from the Catholics and the Episcopalians and the Baptists and all of that crowd, there was always a sense of less than, that, oh my God, Jesus was born in this humble stable and laid in a manger. I don't think that's the essence of it. I don't think that's the story. I think that in that time, in that age, they were probably extremely grateful to have the stable and the manger. They probably felt, gee, this is pretty good accommodation. I mean, we could be out depending on the camel that we're hiding under to give us shelter from whatever. So I think that Joseph and Mary were grateful for the accommodations that they had. Now, I have a very high regard for Mary. I think she was a very evolved, very conscious being, and I don't think that she was concerned about the mundane aspects of this whole thing. I think that she was following her guidance. I think that she was putting one step in front of the other and doing the next thing that felt right as life unfolded in front of her. And it unfolded in front of her that when she got to town, the only accommodation that was available was this relatively humble stable and manger. And so she put herself into that manger. She made it comfortable. She lined it with whatever you lined things with back in those days. She knew that she was going to be giving birth, and she was creating a space for her baby to come into. She wasn't criticizing. She wasn't finding fault. She wasn't saying, oh, if only we had a better accommodation. She was saying, thank you. Thank you for that which is in front of me. And to express my gratitude for that which is in front of me, I will put myself into it. I will make it as comfortable as I can. I will make it as nice as I can. I will make it as accommodating as I can. I will make it as holy as I can. I've kind of got an energy being sitting on my shoulder right now, tapping that shoulder and saying, listen to what you're saying here, buddy, because you're talking, but you aren't walking. And if I take a look around my home, which is relatively humble, I could do a great deal more to put myself into it, to express my appreciation for it, or to express my gratitude for it by expressing appreciation into it. So I guess my week's cut out for me to let Spirit know that I appreciate that which I have been given by putting myself into it, by putting my energy into it, by putting my love into it, by putting my light into it. And I think this is what Mary did with the manger, so that when the babe came forth, she had a place to lay it. And the energy that it came into was a good, positive, constructive energy. Now, into each of us, or within each of us, and by us, I don't necessarily mean, the 6 squares on the screen. I mean all of us. All of humanity that considers itself the creation of God have within us that Christ. In many of us, it's very nascent. The assumption is that for those of us together here in this group this morning, it's flowering, otherwise we wouldn't be drawn to this gathering. But out in the world, it's nascent. What is going to bring it forth out in the world? Prayer meetings? Revivals? I used to be a Baptist. I'm big on revivals. Let's have a revival. What did they used to call them? Did they call them campaigns or something? When Billy Graham would go around from town to town, he would launch himself, and for 6 months he would go on the road and do his thing. Is that what it takes? Well, that's been going on for a long, long time, and I really, quite frankly, can't see where all that tremendously much has been done. On the other hand, Back in the 40s and 50s and 60s, there was a little guy by the name of Joel Goldsmith. Joel was a Christian Science practitioner who one day had a revelation of a higher level of understanding than he was getting in Christian Science. Joel was told by his guidance, never seek a student, never turn a student away. Do not promote, just go forth and be a transparency for the Christ. So Joel went forth as a transparency for the Christ, and he depended upon Spirit, his guidance, to tell him where to go, when to go, what to say, what to do. Now, as a Christian Science practitioner, before he had this revelation, he struggled financially. He had a whole stack of accounts receivable. But as soon as he adopted the position of not charging per se, and just allowing everything to unfold from within himself outward, in a period of roughly 10 years, he built an international following. He lived in Hawaii for a long time, at least the last many years of his life. He would get letters from people in countries saying, we discovered your books, and we've got a group of 6 or 7 of us here studying. Will you come teach us? And he would go teach. I'm supposing it was probably an Oriental somebody, Confucius or one of that crowd, who said, be the change that you want to see in the world. And I think that's where we're going with all of this. Spiritual teaching is a wonderful thing. But for me, it can be a distraction. Because the power is in the stillness. The power is in the connection with the divine. Not reading about it and thinking about it and, oh my God, what a wonderful idea, what a concept, it's blowing me away, give me more, give me more, give me more. In all of the myriad books that I have available to me right here in my house, and all that many more if I go to a library or to a bookstore in the church or whatever, any one of them. Take the Course in Miracles. The copy that I've got is the new CE edition. It's 2 inches thick on onion skin paper. Take the Way of Mastery. 10 years of teachings channeled into that body of work. Yeshua channeling these teachings. Take Joel Goldsmith's work. He only ever actually wrote one book. He wrote the original book, The Infinite Way. All the rest of the books were compilations of his lectures that were edited and combined in logical sequences to create books. But all of the output that Joel produced, all the Course in Miracles, all of the Way of Mastery, you can literally take any one of those, select one paragraph or one page, and spend your entire life plumbing the depths of the teaching that's available in that one page. We don't need 100 million books. I happen to like them. But as I say, they're a distraction, because I end up not spending as much time in meditation as would be beneficial for me to do, because my nose is stuck in the book, just grabbed by those concepts, by those ideas. So I guess the point of it is, take the time away from the studies to just go into the stillness. I think it's in the Course in Miracles. Yeshua says, words are symbols of ideas, which are symbols of the real thing. So the words are twice removed from the message that is being delivered. The words can get in the way. The ideas can get in the way. We need to go into the stillness and just be with the teaching. and allow that teaching, like a seed thought, allow it to come down into the heart, take root, and then come and express itself outward. And I think this is the message of the Christmas story, that Mary received the divine seed thought, took it into her heart, nurtured it, nourished it, and when the time was right, it came forth to bless the world. I'm kind of being told to shut up, that's enough. We don't need to embellish on that. But what we can do for ourselves is take that seed thought into the stillness. The light that I am surrounds me. The love that I am enfolds me. The power that I am protects me. The presence that I am watches over me. Wherever I am, love is. And so it is. Well, thank you so much for coming out to play again. I always appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks, and until then, I love you, I bless you, and I behold the light that you are. Namaste.